people respond to the scene. We had just seen this happen in Berkeley, probably a year before, when they tried to keep the media a mile away, and they wouldn't stay there. They had to go where they could get some shots. And they wound up showing the SWAT team approaching and a variety of other things that really seriously compromised their operation. So we dispatched our media relations officer, who gathered all of the media in one place and put them where they could see the front of the store, but swore them to secrecy on anything else, and not to show our SWAT team, not to show people we had on the roof, not to show how many people we had surrounding the store, any of those things. Well, I had commanders and people who had been to school, they'd been to the FBI training, they had trained with hostage negotiations, we had the SWAT people. I let them do their job. I just told them, in effect, we're not doing anything without my okay. We're not going to storm the place. We're not going to do anything until I give the okay. As long as we can negotiate, we'll keep negotiating. The hostage takers were already making demands.
It says if you just get the chopper and the jacket, he'll kill everybody here.
Well, one of the things I think we found out
He
is
can't wait.
3 of them are brothers.
He's got a gun right to my heart.
Okay, just tell him, take it easy, I'm trying. Don't get him.
Okay, take it easy, I'm fine. 3 bulletproof for 3 people.
Jerry turned to me and he says, well, they want 1,000-year-old ginseng plants. They want bulletproof vests. They wanted things that there was no way we could provide.
We want the bulletproof vest. Okay? Hey, don't play stupid. Bulletproof.
Hey, I said be quiet. No.
So as time goes on, negotiations are going on. The kids keep crying. They're, Mommy, Mommy, why does so-and-so have a gun? And the guy has a gun, and they're crying, and they couldn't calm down the children. So when they negotiated for some of those children to leave.
Hey, listen to me, okay? Okay. Uh-huh. Bring the vest. Strip down. No weapons, no clothes, okay? Naked. The vest! Bring the vest!
The gunman had insisted that when somebody brought a bulletproof vest, that they strip down to their underwear, as they said, so that, he could have no guns on him or pull no tricks. They wanted to do something humiliating, I think, to the authorities. And the sheriff's department complied. Guy walks up basically wearing just his underwear and a pair of sunglasses and makes a big show. The TV cameras loved it, and walked up, plopped the vest down in front of the front door, and then walked off.
You.
They had one of the ladies that had 2 children with her to go out and get the vest. And he said, if you run, I'll kill your children.
She goes, picks up the vest, brings it back into the store. She wants to leave. And then he says, wait a minute, you're not leaving anywhere. We're not even sure if this is real.
Hey, man, that's not what we asked for, man, okay? We want a full body, okay? From the toe to the neck. Man, okay, let me test, man. Now let the people go.
It was an old vest. It looked like something you'd see from the 60s.
And he says, somebody's gonna need to put this bulletproof vest on because we need to check and see if it's real. And then all the hostages were like, oh no, just lay it down and shoot it, and if it's real, it's gonna work.
I'm gonna shoot it.
Hey, get the button.
You always get to shoot.
Move.
The ringleader one said, I'm gonna shoot into it. And the younger one says, well, you always get to shoot. And that kind of concerned me because I thought, well, how many times has this happened? How many times have you been shooting at things?
They tested it with the gun, and I'm sitting there all of a sudden going, boom! Feel the ground shake right by you. Rattled your ears.
He did shoot into it, and he seemed to be quite pleased with the fact that it was authentic.
Okay, it's good, man. It's good. I'm gonna let the women and kid go, okay? You trust me?
Then he sends out the girl and the children, and they're allowed to leave.
gunman number one ended up wearing this bulletproof vest. That made him more powerful, but they want 3 more for the other guys.
The demands of the hostage takers were crazy and got crazier and crazier as they went along. They asked for transportation to Thailand so they could fight the Viet Cong, and then they upped their demands from the bulletproof vest to, instead of just regular vest, but full body armor, like they felt they'd seen in RoboCop.
These guys wanted RoboCop outfits that cover your fingers and your neck and your feet and everything.
How do I know you do what you say, huh?
We're not going to jail.
They started getting like really frustrated with the negotiations, and they kept slamming the phone. They would slam the phone, and if they didn't get their way, when they wanted their demands met, they'd get agitated, very agitated.
Yeah.
One gunman said, well, let's just shoot someone and throw them out and let them know we mean business.
I thought, yeah, I might be telling some really crazy story here at the end of the day. And either that or I'm gonna get carried out in a body bag. If I live, I'm gonna have a heck of a story to tell.
All of our people sitting around the table had earphones, could hear the entire conversation that was taking place in the negotiations. And they were making notes, they were offering suggestions, doing things like that. You could feel the animosity of the people on the other end of the line.
We have to start shooting right now. Why? Because you don't do what I say.
They were angry young men, and they were desperate. And it's really hard to negotiate with people who are that desperate because they don't want to hear anything except what they want.
What are you doing? We're saving our family.
When we realized that family members were starting to show up at the scene, we got a room in the basement of the shopping center to gather the families together. Alerted the department chaplain, and we put the chaplain with them down there, and we gave them regular briefings.
We're going to shoot all the people dead right now. But I'm not going to hurt you. I don't want to figure everything out, okay? We figured out we have to die at least.
You don't have to die. That's silly.
No, I don't care. Okay, we want to die, okay?
Why?
Because we feel like it.
I was thrust in a situation making a life or death decision that you don't think you're ever going to be in, but you know that I knew when I went there that part of my reason for being there was to take responsibility if things went wrong.
Enough talk. We tie him up. One person on the phone. Who will talk? Who will talk?
I'll do it.
Move. Move! Separate into groups, now!
It's unfortunate that these young people didn't think any more of their lives or anyone else's because they weren't afraid to die.
They had missed deadline after deadline after deadline. And at that point, they start kind of ratcheting up the bravado a little bit.
Then they just said, okay, you know what, we need for everybody to stand up. And so we all stood up and we got to look around and see each other. And then he started saying, you know what, I'm getting very frustrated. They're not taking us serious. So I feel that law enforcement wants to play games. If that's what they want to do, then that's what we're going to do.
Lori, your family is here.
You want it or not?
No, I don't want any shooting.
Wait, okay? Wait, okay?
I want you to come out.
Just wait.
Lori?
We're going to play this nursery rhyme. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. And he has his 9mm and he's pointing it at everybody's head or their heart. And he's going one at a time. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a piggy by its toe. It brought a lot of tension to the room.
John and I were hiding, and you're getting kind of cramped up, you know, being ducked down for that long. I could see certain gunmen in certain positions, and then John could look in the other direction and see certain gunmen. So John and I were kind of hand signaling each other back and forth. I would point in a certain direction, and he'd kind of inch over, and then he would point in a certain direction, till finally one of the gunmen that was patrolling the store